day. We have the CPI print in 15 minutes. That's going to be first and foremost the most important thing. I'm going to be trading four funded accounts, one with one with Tick Tick Trader, two with Tradeify, and one with Top Step. I also am going to be running 17 evaluations. So a little bit about me that you guys probably don't really think about is whenever I have an account, whether it's an evaluation or funded account, if I'm on drawdown, I will always leave $100 in the account if there is the allowance to trade news. And when I trade the news, I have very strategic levels, and I will have a short trade that will be a bracket trade to the upside and then to the downside, and I play into those levels. And if they don't trigger, they don't trigger. I track economic reports. I track the 1 minute bar, and I track what does that movement look like. And so today being a crazy day after this week has really started on last Thursday, and here we are now, and we've had just crazy moves. So for me, if I'm looking at the average of the last 4 to 6 months, I'm looking at least a 200-point move. I would be shocked if we don't succeed 200 points up or down right away within the first minute. And the reason being pretty simple. This market volatility is as high as it was during COVID, and maybe in '87, as people would say. I wasn't trading back then. I was trading during COVID, but I wasn't trading futures. So I think I just need to be prepared, not have crazy expectations, but I want to avoid the whipsaw. So what does that mean? Sometimes you get a print where it flashes in one direction and rips in the other direction. I want to avoid, if I'm long, I want to avoid a whipsaw higher and then a rip down. And same with if I want to be short, I want to avoid the opposite situation. So I put my brackets far enough away from price. Some people like to either actually get long or get short. I'd rather kind of be forced into the trade, have a tight stop. Within that minute, a lot can happen. So, if you're looking at a 15-second chart, you're going to see a lot more. But I do anticipate a record movement. And, in honor of the Masters also starting today, I wanted to go ahead and wear my Sunday best. So, haven't necessarily put my bets out on who I think is going to win, but a friend of mine's got money on Rory, and then you've got some of the favorites as well. So we'll see. Should be a great day. Hopefully, I'm done with my trading. So this takes a lot of energy out of me. Within 10 minutes to the print, I will start going around. I have 7 different screens. I don't know if you guys want to see this. But I'm trading on my kind of satellite office, and so I've got a lot going on. And really what that means for you guys is let's just go and watch the charts. We're just going to watch the charts, if you will, with Nasdaq. And so for me, you can see that I've got a lot of data and kind of Fibonacci lines up at this 19,200. So I'll be playing up towards that level, depending on where we are closer to the print. Obviously, as the print gets closer, you can have kind of a 1 minute flush, which kind of can be disconcerting. And so my funded accounts, the 4 that I'm managing, all on I've got 3 on Tradeify and 1 on the Top Step X. Top Step X is actually the easiest platform. So it'd be Project X with any of the other platforms or whatever they rebranded as. But the good thing about that is it's really the chart trading, kind of like a trading view, is really good, and I can kind of automatically have a take profit and a stop loss. Whereas like a Tradeivate, I have to kind of do the ATM at the money on the DOM, and I can't really go to the chart and move it up and down. So it's a little bit more nerve wracking. Quant Tower is great. Quant Tower is similar to how good Top Step X is, and I could run these through Quant, but I don't really trust trade copiers. I know NinjaTrader trade copiers, whether it's Replicado or Apex's trade copy or someone else's, there's too much lag when you're moving this fast. And so just from actual past experience, I don't do that anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of these in here. I'm going to get the ones that are easiest to adjust if need be. And I want to make sure I got a buy stop above and a sell stop below the charts. And, you know, kind of what I'm trading it to. Now, these are some pretty crazy moves, so I want to be somewhat cautious. I've got to have my take profit before 18,700. So depending on what I'm trying to do there, we're closer to that figure, so I kind of want to put it as close as I can, really. And that kind of looks like the low of the overnight was right at that 700. And so you can see that little bar. So I would say we could revisit that. Oh, I don't know. Let me see what's going on here. I think it's just the weight is off. Okay. All right. Now I can go do... That's cool. Yeah, Quant Tower's nice. Let's get these out here. And I want to kind of, when I have evaluations, I want to be representative of different kind of spots. I don't want to have all of, I don't want to have like exactly the same price for each, because again, within that 1 minute you will see some fluctuation, and so it's not just like a perfect straight bar. Now I would assume for here the start of this bar is going to be really quick, but this could be a wild one. I could blow up the rest of these 17 evaluations, these few funded accounts that are hanging on for dear life. But for me, this is a way where I kind of ensure, if I am on tilt, I still have a stop loss in that will save $100. It's not ideal, but anytime you're getting there, instead of just spending the last 100 trying to save whatever trade it is, go to the CPI print, try to pass these evals, try to revive your funded accounts, because no one should just like blow up an account and not give it a shot with CPI print. There's not a 1 minute candle that's more consistently rangy. I've had some months where I don't even get triggered into a trade because I will not be super tight, but that's just kind of the price I pay, and I'm completely fine with that. So I'm just going to get these going here. Again, buying above, selling below. I just want to get the evals because, again, if I get whipped in, it's one thing to lose an eval, it's a whole nother thing to lose a funded account. So I will enter the funded accounts with a few minutes left as I get closer. We'll see how this goes. Just give me some time here while I enter these in, my evals. And for some of the evals, honestly, I just kind of pick a couple different levels and see. Now we're right at, I've got to watch where we're at because I don't want to have a quick spike down like the minute before and have it trigger me. So like the short side, I've got to be a little cautious of. So I want to be setting that short closer to the 700. Okay, set, set, set. Okay, set, set, and now I just have a couple left here that I'll give a couple more minutes here. You know, we could get a record move here, so I need to take that into consideration. Now I'm putting some on these funded, so I want to really watch. I'll leave the last couple here. And I just want to be able to move. You know, if I feel like I'm going to get triggered into one like I am in this one, I need to be able to move it down. Looks like I'm in the 40s, 740s to the downside, and right at about the 900 plus, 18,900 plus, anywhere in there for the upside. So we'll see what happens. Again, just don't want to get triggered into a trade beforehand. There's not enough drawdown on these accounts to be able to handle that. Nice little pop here. We got 3 minutes. Three minutes left. And so if you have multiple accounts on one Trade-A-Vate, you have to do it individually. You can't do a group, which would be ideal, but for whatever reason, Trade-A-Vate doesn't let you group at the money strategies, which is a bit ludicrous. Don't understand what, like, if they just didn't write the code in their software right at the start or what. But you know, so yeah, I'm getting short at 740 level. Try to get out at the 20s. The low at the 700s. I usually see some sort of reaction in the 20s. Whatever it is, you see whole numbers. 20s tend to be a nice little reversal point. And so I want to kind of be taking profits at that level. And again, I'll consider getting a little tighter one way or the other. I want to give it at least probably 75 points up or down before I want to get in and get interested. I want to avoid kind of triple the average right now. Just the way the market's moving, it feels like it's moving about 3x normal rate. So normally I'd be about 25 points away with an expectation of about 100 to 200 point move. But I don't want to be in a spot where you get like that first initial consolidation. So, for example, to the upside, you know, we're kind of sinking here, which I think lends itself well to an upside move. Just kind of get rid of some of the froth because we're going to probably get pretty frothy here, is my opinion. Especially the next print. I think people have put their hands in their pockets with all the tariff talk. People tend to kind of forward move those things. So maybe not be spending money. But this is a little unique. I usually don't like being this far away from price because I feel like I could get whipped into the initial swings. But if you're doing this without a take profit or a stop loss, expect to blow up your account. These moves are so quick, so quick. Just kind of moving some around. Okay, we got climbing back up to the 830s. We have 30 seconds to the print, guys, so hold on to your butts. We are in. Are we in on this one? We are in on that one. We are not in on this one. Here we go, guys. 5 seconds. You want to be canceling the opposite end of this move. Okay, we're going higher, so cancel your shorts.
Stop filled.
Watch
Order
out,
filled.
guys. We're getting liquidated here. Whipsaw was big. Whipsaw messed me up pretty good here, I think. Big whipsaw. Okay, we're climbing. Back up. Just get ready if you're in a position.
Stop filled. Order filled.
Not quite the move. Really small move. That's really interesting. I mean, it was still a 100-point move. So you really needed to be tight. Got whipsawed on pretty much every evaluation. So really bad for me. That was poorly executed. Let's see if I got these ones. Account information. Lost it. Did not execute. So I needed to have tighter brackets, but that's kind of the name of the game. That's fine. You got to keep your accounts active, so we'll see if we can get some big movement here. Get above these 900s. Needed to be tighter. I was right with the long. Probably should have just gotten long in some of them. Would have been able to pass. But hindsight's always 20/20. Let's see here. Yeah, a few of the evaluations I didn't trigger. I was just too far away. I kind of expected a bigger move, but it's within the average of 100 points. Some of them were good. I don't understand a couple of these. Buy at the 37s. That should have probably. Let's go down to a 10-second chart. Yeah, well, big whipsaw. Okay, well, tough CPI print. Let's actually check the numbers. Wow, okay. CPI came in much lower. Forecast 2.5 came in at 2.4. Previous was 2.8. Month over month was actually negative, so 0.2. And then the core was 0.2 lower too. So that's way lower. I mean, that's extremely bullish, but not necessarily bullish for Feds to cut rates. 2.4 is pretty damn low. I think we're going to have a really low reading next month. So, I'll take note of that. Kind of holding this higher level, to me, that's pretty bullish. And that's why I don't like doing this trade, really. It's still a work in progress. That was really insightful. I'll never really kind of expect 100 to 200 points from now on CPI. But very whipsaw. Wouldn't have gotten in if you had been smart and been far enough away. And you would have been fine if you were just initially long. But shorts wouldn't have triggered. So pretty interesting. Let me just make sure you guys are seeing that. I don't know why my data was a little lagged. But we'll go back. We kind of have this 700 level as a target and the 200s again. So that'll be what I'm watching for today. This feels really weak to me too, though. At the same time, as us being held up here, so you know, with my strategy, I want to be watching to see if we're going to come down and tag this level, kind of where we open that print at. But whether you're trading ES or you can kind of zoom in now that we're getting closer to the bell. I would expect now we're probably going to tag these, so I'll be looking potentially for some shorts. I want to kind of, consider about half this. So if you go down, draw a fib. Okay, see, we're going to fill it quicker than I thought. I'm going to get ready to execute on this in a real funded account.
Order filled.
There we go. Come on. Taking it all back. Gonna get stopped out of this account. Damn, I was too slow on it. That was a great trade too.
Order filled.
I'm gonna take it off. It filled the target. I was trading a micro and wanted a little bit more distance here. Change this. Let's get out of here. What gave me the intuition that we were going to probably retrace that whole move? If we're going to take off on a CPI print, this consolidation would have taken off already. It was just too slow. So then you're expecting to retrace. Now from here, it's kind of any man's game. Whether you want to be long or short, I wouldn't have a bias really, because now we're going to see if we hold kind of that print level where we were right before, essentially just kind of voiding out the entire value of what we just did. So let's just see what we get into here. So until the open, I want to be cautious, and this market's crazy. So if I am trading a funded account, I might start with a micro or two. I normally trade one mini, but I don't want to get all the emotion of any of this as it kind of settles out to affect my open. So my primary trading time is the first hour and a half of New York Open, and yeah, I think, take a little preview here, try to take a deep breath, accept the wounded soldiers that were lost, whether it was an evaluation or a funded account. Do not let that fact that none of them worked get to me. It's not the end of the world. Plus, it's Masters. So should I take it in? I don't know why you guys aren't. What the hell is going on with my trading view? It's so bizarre. We'll change it to 15 seconds. Man, I didn't even realize this. I have never seen okay, that's not as bad. No, was it April? I forget my April color. Oops. All right, we had a high on that print of 975, which is a little unique, and then it did take it out. And a low of 815. There we go, starting to fall apart. Sorry, I'm working on this little satellite here. What I want to do, if I can, I just want to find out the color I use for April CPI. Yellow. Okay, yikes. That might be hard for you guys to see. Well, nice and bright. All right, high. $17.25, low 83.25. Okay, so I want to watch these fibs now. There you go. So I'm gonna put that in my last. Okay, so these. Where's my windows? It's bizarre. Little bounce here. See if that's a look below and fail. What was it? 975 and 13.25, 13.75. What was the low? 15.75, 15.75. I think we gotta go with a little different yellow. That's pretty harsh. Let's go with like a UW Milwaukee yellow. So that's a little orangey, but I'll go with that. Not do anything. How do I make it a little darker? we'll have to work on that because that's going to be tough to look at. Oh, both kind of holding, so. Alright, I just need to finish getting this ready, guys. Ready for the open. I'm just setting my charts out. Kind of touched the top of, I don't know why that's a little too loud for me, so I'm going to go down like that. Bring my mic a little closer. We touched down right at the top of value area in NQ, and we're kind of right in the thick of it already for ES. Just got one more chart to do here, guys, but yeah, I mean, so tech was stronger yesterday, so it makes sense that, you know, tech's kind of holding up higher. See, I want more like a mustard yellow. And what was the high? 17 and a quarter. Oh shit, that's a 15-second chart. Oh, that changes things. What was the high? 25 and a quarter. Wait, 25.75 or yeah, 25.75, and the low was. It's a pretty good move for ES. Looks even probably cleaner. So let's get this right. Up a tick there. Okay. One last thing I do is I lock that. I like to lock anything like that just so I don't worry I accidentally. Okay, more weakness coming in. They did not hit this big candle, so watch that. Could lend itself to further downside here. Let's see if we got. Oh, we didn't get one. Okay. So you guys can watch along on that. I'm going to execute on a different computer. Eventually here, as things pick up, we'll get it all synced together, but for whatever reason, my Mac streams really well and my Windows obviously executes. All right, so let's look at some accounts. We got my Tradeify account, just shy of 154. Still need to make some money in there. So we'll see what we can do with that today. Again, I don't want to rush anything. That was kind of a lackluster print and really lackluster price action. Really, really terrible price action, honestly. Okay, so then we were at, what were we at? Sorry, 425.75, 425.75, and 53.78.75. Oh, pretty damn close. Okay, so those are my new fibs. That's what I'll be trading off of. This is kind of a nice area if we do get a bounce, what the bounce would look like. Okay, so I've got Tradeify. short. We're going to test these 700s. Short and evaluations, no live trades yet. Got a little long here on a bounce, still playing the short. Let's see what we do here. But I just took a little quick trade. Just to deal with any inactivity. Getting a little good sized bounce here. Nice little bounce here. We'll see. See how strong it is. Seems to be holding. See if we can pass one of these evals. All right, bounces in. Good size bounce here, guys. Alright, that's loaded. That should be loading here shortly. Okay, that's set up. Now I'll be looking to kind of get away from my evals, focus on the real trading. So if I have any evals that made it through today, I'll consider doing it tomorrow on PPI, even though I usually don't do PPI, but I really don't want to wait a month to try to save some of these. Better just to get them out of my mind. And now if there's any firms you work with that are no trading news, you're outside that window and you're good for the rest of the day. Unless Funded Futures Network, I don't follow that shit. They put as much financial juice into it as possible there. God, that's so weird. I'm gonna have to. I hope you guys. Let me check my actual live stream. Okay, you guys are seeing it right. I'm gonna get long in some here. Still trading micros for now. I don't really want to deal with any drawdown that I can't handle as I get in. Let's see if we can get above these 15s, which was kind of the low of the print. If we can, maybe I'll play up here, try to pass an eval. Things are going pretty slow. This kind of feels like a normal day.
Recent market volatility says so far we have seen relatively normal market reactions. We monitor this carefully. It's business as usual.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that statement. That's exactly what I just got done saying. There's that climb. All right, here we go. I'm going to get long. Let's get a little pullback here.
And the effective Fed fund rate is unchanged at 4.33%.
Order filled.
For the night.
I don't need that much. Gotta be able to handle good, decent drawdowns in these. It's crazy. Kind of failing around these 20s. Sorry, I'm accidentally trading some micros. I need some size.
Order filled.
Take one more stab at it.
Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, nice little trade That one. Kind of got back up to that 40 level I was looking for him. I'm still long in an eval. A couple of them, it looks like. A couple funded accounts too. Flush. Let's see if we can hold this. So I still think we want to target 50s. So let's see if we can get up there and get us. Oh, that one I really don't need. This one I'd like to see. We'll go 45. Nice climb here. Come on. Get that push. Targeting 50 here. Stop below the 15s. I'll let it sweep down one more, but if she fails at the 15s, I'm done. Yeah. Let's see, what time is it? 30 minutes, so maybe it doesn't want to do it, but my money's on getting up to the 40s, 50s here. 45 is my target. I'm going to get out a little early on this trade. Except for one eval, I'm just going to...
Order filled.
Let's take half off here.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order
Bank of
filled.
England's Breeden says the latest developments have a material impact on economic outlook and risks.
See how that goes. Oh, did it again. Maybe it's just my arm. Oh, let's give it a little bit more slack here. Is that what you needed? Is that what you needed? All right, here we go. It's got to go soon. Gonna have to get out if not. Here we go. Do we want to fail 15s or rip from the 15s? Failing 15s. Okay, potentially out here. Let's see if that was it. Looks like that was it. Gotta go. Stop in place at the
Bank of England's Breeden says we have
95s.
progress on disinflation.
If it's gonna go, it's gotta go. No messing around. Stop's looking, moving stop up. Not liking this. Gotta go. Can't hold this. This is that bottom of the CPI print. This has gotta be it here, guys. Oops, I got the wrong. Let's see. Well, that looks more promising. I think we're going to be okay.
Bank of England's Breeden says the world has moved on significantly since the March MPC meeting.
Still targeting that 50 area. If it was a real money account, I'd have stops taking profit at break even. I don't like any more flush down.
Then sign up today and get our special offer. 100 for a year's worth of our service for the price of one month. That's 2%.
Weak. Don't like this. Stops breaking even. It's a good hammer, but she's just got to go. This next one, let's see here. She's slow. I'm shocked at how slow this is.
Bank of England's Breeden says it's very
Okay, this first, I don't like this, so I'm going to move my stops to break even. If this doesn't go here, I'm
Order
done.
filled.
Okay, taking some profits.
US tariffs are the biggest change in trade policy in a century.
Stop filled.
Okay, taking profits. Don't like this action. Oh, here it goes. There's that 50. So if you're still in, good.
Bank of England prudence says overall tariffs are likely to lower UK growth.
Nice pop. Or one target hit. So that was good that I was able to kind of identify that this was more of a flush out when we got below the 15s. Wasn't holding below the 15, so it felt pretty good that we'd hit up to the 50s. Took one off. That was the one I had the most size on. I had about 2 minis on. Just shouldn't have taken it off, but still got one funded account, one micro, up 200 ticks. All right, there's that pop. All right, let's go.
So far, sterling has not weakened due to tariffs, but this could change.
There we go. That's bullish here, guys. Little look below and fail. Held, kind of reestablished that CPI low. So let's see here. Next target hit at the 77s. Let's see, a little wash. I'll trade one up to 95 if this looks good. Looking for like 90 to 95, 80s. We'll pull back here at the 80s, pop. I'm looking for like the 90 to 95 level. She's strong, boys. Just buying here. Now you want to see this candle forming only go about halfway. So let's see if we get that push. Nice little return here. Okay, now we want to stay above these 50s now. If we fail these 50s, coming back to 15, let's see what we do. In the 40s, we holding. It's looking a little weak. We don't really have real market participation yet. It's still 20 minutes. Glad my son came and said something. I completely forgot I got to take him to school. So he's 3 minutes away. So it usually takes about 10 minutes. I'll keep the stream going. Hopefully it's another eventful day. I'd be shocked if we don't have crazy moves.
Good relationship with China's President Xi, but no talks yet. The National Economic Council staff, they're currently speaking on Fox
I
Business.
don't know why we're trying to call China's bluff, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. But, you know, it's something to be said.
Prudence says government bond yields have been volatile.
Yeah, good insight. Government bonds are volatile. At the end of the day, you could argue that people have started to like hold back spending, which we could see.
Prudence
So
says markets have continued to function.
let's watch. But I'm gonna kind of take note of that, and you know, as we start to see some of these earnings come in, maybe we do see a softening, and if we do get it, honestly, I think it'll be a perfect buy. I think, you know, I should probably be watching Truth Social here. Truth Social, Donald. Great news. The big, beautiful bill is coming along really well. Republicans are working together nicely. Biggest tax cut in U.S. history, getting close. Donald J. Trump. What a day. Oh, fucking yeah. Got to follow this. You know, I remember when Trump was president last time, you had to follow his tweets. You'd find out all kinds of stuff. So, something to keep an eye on. If you can get alerts, you got to stay up on his shit.
Braden says there is high risk of sharp correction in risky assets. US House Speaker Johnson repeats that he's committed to finding $1.5 trillion in savings.
What is a risky asset for that guy? You think tech's just gonna fall apart? It already did. See, what people forget is like everyone learned so much about the Mag 7, in my opinion, that when it does get really cheap, there's natural buying because anyone that hasn't been in it yet, it hasn't been in Apple, they get allocated. It's like, you know, I've been in Apple for a very long time. I've been in Amazon for a very long time. I've been in Meta for a very long time. But if you go to any, you know, I was certified to invest other people's money. They're going to be like, wow, let's get you some Apple. Let's get you, you know, the Mag 7. You know, you have a fiduciary responsibility to like give people safe positions. And I don't understand why Apple still isn't it. I mean, they have an inferior phone that they can't stop selling. So I always say I'll be done buying Apple stock when the lady friend wants a different phone. Because as far as I'm concerned, all she ever wants is Apple, and there's not even a question. So, and she's basic American, if I had to put it. So for me, when she says she wants a new Samsung or wants to change ecosystems or something like that, then I might shorten my position in Apple. But until then, you know, Apple's like Netflix, and these companies, you just have American dominance and American, you know, we're holding these 15s now. If we lose this 15, this will be kind of a second push down. Nice bounce off the 15s. Weak. Definitely weak.
Says, I'm aligned with the House on finding savings. So they are currently having a press conference on the budget. We have
Whoa, that was a complete accident. I wanted to go short and I accidentally went long and it worked out. Sweet. Oh, sometimes mistakes work in your favor. I'm going to try to, well, I guess I'll leave it open. See, I'm trying to
US Senate Majority Leader Thune says a lot of senators
look at less.
$5 trillion savings as a minimum.
All right, we're trading a Tradeify 150K. I've got 3 my funded future 50Ks. One take profit eval I might trade. I might just leave and see if I can catch another print. And then I have, with compareprop.funds.com, we want to review everyone. We want to experience everyone. Like, I experienced a payout denial at Phoenix Trader Funding, and it was honestly, they're like, oh, no martingale. And it's like, well, they took out like my 3 biggest days, and it's like, well, I was just trying to get to the payout because you guys had this dumb consistency rule. So I effectively did it the wrong way. Like I did add into a losing position, but whatever. Regardless of the fact, it was the first firm to like claw money back, which I think's atrocious. But we were able to kind of renegotiate with the CEO, and basically I'm able to trade for 10 more days and get a full cash out. And so, this is the information you don't have when you haven't worked with a firm. And so that's why, we have Tradeify number 1. I think their CEO is at the top of his game. Younger guy, younger than me for sure. But, he's on his way and they're doing right. I think the point yesterday they made was like whoever was trading the European future, there was like an issue basically where you're automatically getting booked profits. Hold on a second. All right, dude, my kid is the man. I had not located this copper pass, so that's exciting. This is like a pass to a parking garage at Copper Mountain. So clutch. So sweet. Actually, that just brought me back. So I'm stoked. Anyways, yeah. So I work. If you've seen my other videos where I'm up in my other office, I've been funded with 15, I think, right now. Some of them I don't mess with just because like their pricing isn't there. But if it's close, I'll give them a shot. Especially, I can pass an evaluation at a higher rate, so I, don't mind paying a little bit more for an evaluation and no activation fee. But, at the same time, I've pulled the most money out of Apex. But I went through a really weird period where I was just like, I wouldn't trade with less than 20 accounts. So if I blew up an evaluation, I was blowing up 20. And so that mentally kind of messed with me. I like didn't feel, basically I gotten 2 accounts funded, started getting a bunch of payouts. I think I got each one to 4 payouts. Then I was at 4 accounts getting payouts. And so I was just like trying to stack. And I kind of lost sight of, really you need to get 1 account with 1 firm to 1 payout and try to get that one to multiple payouts before you worry about adding. Like, I think everyone sees how much other people are making online, and you'll never be a good trader if you're chasing someone else. And so for me, I've been doing this now, and this is pretty much my full-time job. I don't really have any other income source. And what the advantage for me is, like, people are like, why don't you just fund your own account? Well, I can't deposit money unless I did a cash advance into a brokerage account, but I can just buy here. So I have a 100% tax deduction for my business. And if you're putting this all on your personal social security number, you should still be able to Schedule C this cost, because this is, you're treating it like your own business. But I run everything through my own business. So I only really want to work with firms that let me get paid out through my LLC. And so anyways, you just you start being able to kind of ignore it because you got 30 days to pay that credit card. So for me, I kind of make a commitment. And if I start working with another company, I want to get my first payout within 30 days and pay off my costs. And it happens sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. Depends on how my trading is. And now we're getting that pop, guys. So once again, we absolutely held the 15s. So make a note of that. Those 15s are quite the buy point. That was the low of the CPI print in 1 minute. Really interesting. So now I want to target. Oh shit, we almost tagged the 95. So I'm gonna stand back here a little bit, but definitely bullish that we kind of have not been able to get new lows. 10 minutes to the open. Yeah, let's just kind of see what we got going on here. Once the internals come out, we'll get some internal readings. Obviously, we're still down on the day, but we'll see how that kind of transpires.
Order filled.
Okay, it's a little redundant.
Stop filled.
That stop fill was just a eval. I wanted to kind of get some. It's almost dead, but I didn't get into trade, so I'm gonna close that out. See where we at here. Okay, so let's close that out. Really narrow my focus here. So let's go back here. Let's go here. All right, how's everyone doing? Let's see if we're up or down here. All right, we've been online for an hour. We have
CEA's Moran says Trump's policies are working at keeping inflation at bay.
Order filled.
all right. I need to. Yikes! I hate when I'm like when I get to ask at my price, but you know it doesn't fill. That's always concerning.
Order filled.
So I take that nice. All right, nice buying here, guys. Let's see if we can get up to VWAP before they open. Anyone in Colorado that needs a kegerator, let me know. I got the lead on one. Somebody's trying to dump a really unique kegerator. I think the freezer works on it.
So in 5 minutes' time now at the bottom of the hour, we are expecting comments from Fed's Logan. Fed's Logan due to be giving welcoming remarks at a Dallas Fed event called Outlook for North American Trade and Immigration.
All right, looks like the stream's healthy.
There is a registration link pinned to Logan's entry in the calendar if you did want to watch this live.
Let's just make sure there's no more economic news. I'm sure we have some stuff. Well, we got a bunch of Logan speaking here in a few minutes. More natty gas storage. A lot of Fed speakers today, so if you see any whipsaw, don't try to ride it. Could be any one of these Feds say something stupid.
And Sweden says it's too early to say how all factors will combine.
So we got Feds on the mic, so be careful. Keep your stops in place. All right, went up to the 95 target and got some failure. It's kind of makes sense though coming up to the VWAP. And my VWAP I look at it's anchored from midnight Eastern time. Nice little sell off here. Let's see if we can get down to the 15s again. Oh. Hell yeah. Got my fob. Anybody want to go skiing in Copper, let me know. I know a couple people that work there. Anyone that skied with me at Copper knows. Not always a lot of skiing going on. All right, guys. A few minutes to the open. Let's get it. I am trading one TradeFi, one My Funded Futures, and a Funded Futures Family Eval that I'm less than $1,000 away from hitting, which I'll try to pass today. Actually, I think I need to pass it today. Yeah, today or tomorrow. So, no problem. I'm well on my way. Okay, here we go. Nice little liquidation into it. Let's see what we do at the 15s. We're going to... Oop. God, these 15s hold. See if we get this failure, get a new low. You know, really low CPI doesn't bode well for Powell having to cut, but I'd rather him save his bullets. And bullets, I mean basis points. There you go. Now we failed the 15s. Oh. I had a little... Did I have a stop in? Okay, cool. Let's get that reset. Whoa. Fucking stop filled. Shit. Hold on a second. Had a trade I wasn't paying attention to. I don't know if I'm long or short.
We're shortly expecting comments from Fed's Logan, who gives welcoming remarks at a Dallas Fed event. Again,
I am
the
short.
link is
Okay.
attached to their entry in the calendar.
Well, let's
Also,
get out of
the
that.
top of the hour,
That was ridiculous. That's why you gotta make sure you don't have trades on. Okay, what do we got? 1 minute. What the fuck? No, I have a free reset. What the fuck?
So we're looking now to the market on open imbalance. S&P 500 sell side 825 million, Nasdaq 100 sell side 37 million, Dow 30 sell side 154 million, Mag 7 sell side 35 million. Text release from Fed's Logan now. Important to keep any tariff-related price increases from fostering more persistent inflation. Says if higher inflation expectations get entrenched, the road to price stability is longer and economic scars are deeper. Says for now the stance of Fed's policy is well positioned. Higher than expected tariffs would
I'm
very
fucking
likely raise both
confused.
unemployment and inflation. Says financial markets have been volatile and a sustained sustained burst of inflation could lead to a rise in inflation expectations.
All right, here we go.
Fed slogan adds an inflation
15's holding again, guys.
equity companies pass through cost increases and if long-term inflation expectations remain well anchored.
Order filled.
Let's go.
Do you want to stay up to date with the latest and be on the bleeding edge of
Order filled.
farm payrolls? Then sign up today and get our special offer. Financial News Pro. Years
Oh, hold on.
for the price
Order
of
filled.
92%. What's going to happen to this new trade?
Got fucking washed out there. Wow. That's terrible. That was an accident. I didn't even want to get in. I want to tilt now. All right. Jesus. I don't understand why.
And Bank of England's Breeden says the potential impact on UK exchange rate is one key uncertainty for my inflation outlook.
Well,
US stocks extend their fall with the Nasdaq down 3% out the gates here.
Order filled.
there we go. Back out of value area. Let's see if we can get back to the 15s, guys.
Order filled.
I'm gonna make a play back up to the 15s. Oh, nice pop.
Order filled.
All right, here we go. We're one trade away from hitting, passing this. See if we got a little bit more juice in this tank. She's flying around again now, guys, so be very careful. Be very, very careful.
Order filled.
Bank of England's Breeden says it's not the case that I'm more focused on inflationary than deflationary channels for tariffs.
Holding the 15s again, guys. God, these moves are wild.
Order filled. Stock filled.
All right, let's see. Go one more.
Bank of England's Breeden says the lack of a preset path for monetary policy in the latest minutes reflects the uncertain environment.
Order filled.
US natural gas futures extend losses on forecasts for mild weather and lower demand for the next 2 weeks.
Watch out below, guys. Going lower. Come on. Nope.
Stock filled.
There we go. All right, I think we're going now. There's these 15s, guys. So far we're below it. Let's see if we get back above or we're going to fail now. All right, I'll add it. Let's see if we get some failure. I don't know. I'm not liking it so far, guys. Let's see if ticks can set a new high. New high in ES ticks. Nice little short there. Just didn't feel like we were going to hold the 15s. I'm just trading one micro now. I'm up 600 in one of my accounts and not trading well. A little bit on tilt, honestly. So no blown. Well, I guess I did. I have in Trade of 8. You can set like a predetermined. Like if I lose $1,000 in an account, I automatically get closed out. That kind of helps me from going on tilt, and me trying to make one trade, work. I've learned my ego is a little tough, so sometimes I'm like, it's gonna work out. So what I do is I'll set like an automatic, like if I lose 1,000, it'll close me out of the trade, and that's what had happened. And that's good, and I kind of try to respect it. I don't go into the settings and change it. Look at the 1 minute chart though, guys. This is ugly. ES is a little better with a little cleaner fallout, but fucking ugly, y'all. I mean, it's just whipsaw. And there's no price movement. So play the high to the low. See if we can get a new high here. High to the low. Above the 15s. I think she's going to fail on 15 again, guys. Really tight stop here. Oh, break even stop. That's all right. I'm trying to catch a pop here. These 15s in the Nasdaq are, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Let's see if this holds now. Okay, gonna take one more long here. Go up to the 50s. There we go. Stop him. Oh, I got in at 50. Yuck. Yucky yuck. Wow. Boom. Down on back under the 15s, guys. Going back to the other end of the range. Don't hold your positions. There you go. See? I had to get out. That was a $200 loss on a couple micros. This market's trash. Let's play the range, guys. Play the range. Bias maybe down. Let's see what happens here. ES goes to a new low, I'm going to trade NQ down to a new low. Oh, NQ just went. Beat me to it. All right, we're below the print. Got to be bearish. Going lower. Nice little bounce. We're into the value area now on NQ, so if we don't get out of this, we could be rotating to the other end of value. ES is well on its way down to even 5,000 area. NQ trying to pop its head back above value area. Nope. 700s is the target, guys. And we're just dropping like a fly here. Look at these bounces. Jesus, guys. If it's not in your direction, get the hell out. Get the hell out. Do not have tight stops. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. There we go. Nice little short. That's what I'm talking about. Right down to that 700s. That was the trade. Still going. All right, new target 650 and NQ. New target 330 and yeah. Okay, nice little bounce here. Let's see if this level will hold. No active trades. Only trading one. My funded futures. Actually, I need to check. Starter 40% consistency. Alright, I'm going to stop trading that account. Up 750, calling it a day in my funded futures. I don't get it. Nice bounce, yo. Right at that level. You can't make that up. See that blue line? Look at the bodies respect the shit out of that. You're welcome. Is the music loud enough? I mean, can you guys hear a little when I'm not talking? Yeah, a couple good royalty-free songs. Can't say I'd be listening to this all the time, but going back to 15 in my heart. Let's go, boys. Back. How much you want to bet we take that 15 again? Here she comes. There she goes. Nice little trade. Right back up to the 15. Nice bounce, guys. This is really choppy. So just like, you know, it was a CPI day. CPI did what it was supposed to. It didn't work out for me. It's fine. Really need to kind of just be cognizant that if anything, we're making lower highs and higher and lower lows. So if you have to have a bias, it looks to the short. But that could easily change. It just really looks choppy to me. So I'm going to review what accounts I want to trade today, and I might be done sooner than later just because, you know, we've got PPI tomorrow that could kind of move things around. I'm not touching any of my Apex accounts because they're all pending payouts. How do I add a coupon? I don't get it. What's the point of being told you get a renewal if you don't get a renewal? All right. Well, let's try to revive this account. But failure at the 15s again. Now, if we get weak, like good week here, I'm going to go short. But if we get some strength, I think we're going to kind of pop to the other end of balance here. This looks strong. I'm going to take it in my 1 micro. Stop. I'll just have it to 80. About $75 risk. $80 risk. I'm going for up to 53 again. I should go to the next one if I want this mini to be worth anything. So we'll go up to 876. And let's go about a 1-to-1 here. A little over. Oh, already out before it started. It's good to have. So weak. So let's get short. See what we do at value. Yeah, let's get out of here. That's short. We're going lower. Risk another 100. Try to make 300 here. There's just nothing saving this market. Nope. No. Stopped out already. Okay. Playing a little game of tag here. Let's stop with that. I think we might be done for the day. Sit back, put myself in a little timeout here. Huge green candle. Super choppy. I mean, for days we've had 2,000 point moves. We're moving in like a tight 150 point range and up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Trash market. Sometimes the best thing to do is just try to kind of walk away. Try to do some house maintenance shit. Let's see what we got going on here. I got $6 in that one. I got that one gone. We're at 149, 701, 142, 140, 147, 897.5. Okay. All right. Minus time. Oh shit, these are renewing. Check the renewal date on these. I might need to put the gas pedal down on a couple of these. Yeah, renewing on the 14th. Opening range breakout trade. Eh. That's a great trade and wasn't, but yeah. I mean, people call the first 15 minutes the opening range. I usually call the first 30 minutes the opening range. Alright, settings. Clear, save. I've got to either blow this account up or hit 1,500 in profit. Looks like I'm about to blow it up because it renews on Sunday, so. What's really something somebody doesn't know either that I really like about Top Step, and I don't think any of the other guys do it, is you actually have, they don't tell you this, but I just know from seeing it, you actually have $100 buffer before your loss limit will hit. So if you're in a trade, you can actually be down almost $100 and come back, and it'll be marked as a positive trade, even though you should be probably shut out, and every other firm would close you out right away. Top Step gives you a $100 buffer. That's pretty sweet. Now, I think if you closed it negative, like minus 50, you'd probably be screwed, but I'm about to pop this one, but again, I've got a renewal coming up on Sunday, so I need to either pass it by tomorrow or not. I think they bank them for you now, but I don't know. See, I'm like down. Pop it off. I'm sick of this account. Well, that's not good. Should go lower. Stop me out right here. Stop me out. Jesus. Still like lower price here. Even though I'm long, the price should go lower. Just the way the candles came. There you go. How am I not getting stopped out here? There you go. Thank you. All right. Lower was the right trade, right, guys? Called that one out. You're welcome. I guess 40. Do I have to go to... some of these rules you just can't keep track of. Profit target. Okay, I only need 5 winning days. I can take out 1,200. Alright, guys. Gun to my head, I don't like this. Down almost 3%. 650 was the target, and we went and hit it. Target is 353.31 in ES now. Incoming. There you go, you're welcome. Quick 6 points. in ES. Let's see if we get a bounce here. Otherwise, I think we're going to rotate down to 500, 18,500. Yeah. Shorts to play, guys. Nice little bounce here, but don't count your chickens yet. Oh, I might get off the stream here, guys. I gotta take my kid to school. And, I don't really have any accounts to trade. I could trade this funded account a little longer, but I don't know. Nice bounce. See if we can get back up to the 700s here. Or are we going to rotate back down again? Watch it, guys. Button his head up against the 650s here. We're going back to 7 or are we going back to 6? Any man's game here. Ticks are getting a little stronger. Let's see what ticks want to do. Ticks say go higher. Do they? Well, let's see here. Watching it closely, not jumping. Gonna try to make one 500-point trade or $500 trade here quick. Yeah, going up. Hold. Come on, give me confirmation in the tick. All right. Come back down. Gonna get long here. Hopefully, right here, long. Oops, wrong account. That's not good. All right, getting long here. Going up to 700. Risking 1 micro here, guys. Nothing crazy. Two micros. There we go. Gonna take one off here. There we go. Move stop to break even. Probably a little tight back at the 56s, but going up to the 700. Come on. There it is. Boom. Nice. $100 in MNQ. I like that. Super easy trade. When we're at the 650s, you know, was we going to be stronger or weaker? Ticks said stronger, so I went with the market internals ticks. And we got that pop. Now we've had two really nice pops, but we're still below the zero line. So, you know, longer term traders, you still have to be bearish. Up 850, first day trading a funded starter account with my funded futures. I mentioned, I was literally right to the 700s and now fading. You're welcome, y'all. Up 857.40. I'm gonna book that. Call it a day. 58.7. Wait, what was it? 857.40. 857.40. Okay. So, had some destruction to my Tradeify account. I'm technically only down 300, but it was a max loss. Lost, God, at least half of my eval, so I had 17, but looks like half of them are gone at least. So, lost. I was trying to resurrect 3 accounts, and I did not. I think I screwed that up. Screwed that one up. All good, dude. All right, guys. So recap, we had like 100-point move in the NQs. Pretty whipsaw though. You had to be in it early, and I was in them late, so I fucked that up. But ended up 53, like $100, up 100 in my Phoenix Trader funding account. Ended up 800 in one of my funded futures accounts, down 4,000 in a Tradeify funded account. Did not touch my Apex accounts, up about 20 in a Top Step funded account. Yeah, come back tomorrow morning, same thing. Unfortunately, same time. I am really looking forward to sleeping in this weekend. It's been a long week, and hopefully you guys appreciate it. Time to kick back, watch the Masters, and enjoy life. This trading will be here tomorrow, so don't feel like you need to rush it. So thanks for watching. Give me a like, follow. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Peace. Oh, most importantly, keep it classy and let your trades do the